Okay, let's be honest. We've all sat through it. Death by PowerPoint. But what if I told you there's a simple formula to make any presentation, well, unforgettable? In the next few minutes, we're going to unlock the 3 secrets to captivating any audience. This is about turning your next talk from just another monologue into a truly memorable experience. So why? Why do so many presentations just miss the mark? It's almost never about the information itself. The real problem, it's a total breakdown in connection and clarity. We get so wrapped up in what we want to say, all the data we feel like we have to cram in, that we forget about the person on the other end. But here's the good news. This is completely 100% fixable. And the solution isn't some crazy long checklist of tips and tricks. No, it's a simple, really powerful framework built on just 3 pillars: your content, your design, and your delivery. Your story, your visuals, and your performance. You master these 3, and you will fundamentally change how you communicate your ideas. So let's break them down. All right, first up, content. This is the bedrock, the absolute foundation of your presentation. And honestly, it's where most people go wrong. This is the work that happens long before you even think about opening PowerPoint or Google Slides. This isn't about software. It's about crafting a story that people actually want to hear. And you know, the key word on this slide, the one that changes everything, is story. Our brains are literally wired for stories, not for data dumps. A story gives your facts a heartbeat. It takes your audience on a little journey, making your message not just something they hear, but something they feel. And that's what makes it stick. So, how do you actually build this story? Well, it starts with one core message. And I mean it. Just one. If your audience leaves remembering only one idea, what is it? Then you build a story around that message. A clear beginning, a really compelling middle, and a satisfying end. And finally, and this is so crucial, you have to know your audience. A story that lights up a room of engineers might completely fall flat with a group of marketers. You've got to tailor your content to who's actually listening. Okay, once your story is rock solid, then and only then can we move on to our second pillar, design. I want you to think of your slides as the visual stage for your story. Their only job is to amplify your message and support what you're saying, not to become a giant teleprompter for you to read from. And this just perfectly illustrates the difference, right? On the left, you've got cognitive overload. Your audience is trying to read that wall of text while also listening to you, and guess what? They end up doing neither one very well. But on the right, you have clarity, a single, powerful image that reinforces your point. The goal is to make your slides glanceable, not something your audience has to sit there and read. This right here is the golden rule of slide design. Your slides are your backup singers. They are not the lead vocalist. They should make your key points more memorable with visuals, not just be a document that you read aloud. Here's a quick test for you. If your audience can get the entire presentation just from reading your slide deck without you there, you're doing it wrong. And that brings us to our final, and you could argue the most important pillar of all, delivery. I mean, you can have a brilliant story and absolutely stunning slides, but if your delivery is flat, the whole thing just falls apart. This is where the real human connection happens. Yeah, think of yourself less as a speaker and more as a guide. Your energy, your passion, your confidence, these are the things that actually breathe life into your story. It's about transferring your conviction and your excitement to the people in the room, whether that's an audience of 1 or 1,000. Your body is such a powerful communication tool. Using open gestures signals trust and confidence. Making eye contact, that does more than just show you're paying attention. It creates these little mini conversations with people in the audience, pulling them right in. Moving with purpose commands the stage, and just standing confidently shows you actually believe in what you're saying. Your nonverbal cues, they often speak way louder than your words. In your voice, it's your instrument, so please don't be a one-note wonder. A monotone delivery is basically a lullaby for adults. You can speed up to show excitement, and then you can slow right down for the points you really want to land. A little more volume can grab attention, while getting quieter can create a feeling of intimacy. And maybe the most powerful tool of all is the pause. It gives your audience a second to think and just builds that anticipation. So what's the number one thing that ties all of these delivery techniques together? It's connection. It's as simple as that. Every gesture, every pause, every change in your tone, it's all about building a genuine human connection with your audience. When you get that right, you're not just presenting information anymore. You're creating a shared experience. So let's bring these three pillars all together. The journey from being a nervous speaker to a truly impactful presenter, it isn't about having some special magical talent. No way. It's about having a system, a reliable toolkit that you can pull out and use every single time. And here's that toolkit, broken down nice and simple. Your content is your story. Your design is your stage. And your delivery is your performance. When all three of these elements are working together in perfect harmony, the results isn't just a presentation. It's an experience. Look, every single presentation you give is an opportunity. It's a chance to share an idea, to spark a change, to genuinely connect with other human beings. It's not something to just get through. It's a moment to actually make an impact. So the only question left is, at your next opportunity, what impact will you make?